What's going on, guys? I'm Ghosty, and today we're going to be talking about how to play and counter the Stoneshaper class. If you want to learn the basics of this class and what builds to run, you can click on the link or watch my ultimate class guide video. Stoneshaper is all about being a mid-range brawler with high sustain and upfront damage, forcing your opponents to take extra care to their positioning and punishing weak mana management. Stoneshaper can be either one of the easiest or most difficult classes to play depending on your opponent's skill level. The 4 skills in Stoneshaper grant you sustain and utility to survive and whittle down your opponents quickly. However, the class does lack mobility, which can be easy to punish as you mostly remain grounded to take advantage of Shockwave. If you're looking to be a tank and right in the middle of combat, which outputs unrelenting pressure, this is certainly the class for you. Shockwave is one of the most controversial spells in the game as it has a ton of upfront damage and requires more timing than aim due to its large hitbox and ease to hit. Shockwave is one of your most important spells as this is where the bulk of your damage will be coming from. It not only outtrades most gauntlets and implies an insane amount of pressure, but is also your tool towards sustainability paired with your level 1 skill, Stone Skin. This skill only allows you to regenerate 5 armor when you have less than 20 armor. However, during combat you'll be under 20 armor for a good amount of time, which means this skill provides you with a heavy amount of sustain. You do have to be careful as it is only 5 armor per slam, and your sustain can easily be out DPS'd. Bedrock, your level 2 skill, is also activated through Shockwave and gives Stoneshapers just a bit of mobility as it crashes you to the ground much faster. This is great during vertical chases and you're looking to hit the ground as soon as possible to punish opponents for being on the ground or even just juking shots with great speed that are thrown at you while you're airborne. One of the most common problems I see many players facing when utilizing Shockwave is spamming their attacks. Spamming Shockwave is one of the worst things you can do as a Stoneshaper as it has a long animation and high mana cost. You're not only keeping yourself in this animation, but making yourself vulnerable as you're completely grounded and have low mobility. Although in some situations, it may be okay to spam to utilize Stone Skin when you're on the back foot and safe, the majority of the time, you want to appropriately time your shockwaves as the pressure and damage you apply is much more valuable than some armor. Would you rather gain 15 armor or gain 5 armor and deal 40 damage? When using Shockwave, focus on timing your slam properly for the moment your opponent is going to touch the ground. At some point, everyone must fall, and it is up to you to keep your eyes on them and punish them if they land in the same terrain level as you. Learning how your Shockwave interacts with the world is also extremely important. Your own positioning to use Shockwave determines how effectively you can use it as it utilizes terrain to travel. High ground is ultimately the best positioning for a Stoneshaper as it already inherently gives you an advantage, but additionally due to the ease in which Shockwave travels down terrain. Shockwave travels down most slopes and it is vital to learn and understand which slopes it goes down to destroy your opponents as they try to go up. On the flip side, it is extremely difficult for Shockwave to go up slopes, so positioning for you is key. Shockwave may also go over and through some objects, and the best way to learn these spots is to just try it. The map is large and there are many objects you can try slamming through or over. Boulder can be used in a multitude of different ways, such as quick and easy damage, or even to block incoming projectiles and protect yourself. Boulder does a minimum of 20 damage and a maximum of 50 damage determined by how long it's been traveling. You should be utilizing your boulders as much as possible to be dealing damage to your opponents in the air when you cannot stone slam or to finish them off when they're low on health and trying to escape. The best way to utilize your sorcery is to time your boulder and throw it between you and your opponent when they attack as it blocks most projectiles, including toxic clouds, and will eventually give you a free trade as you both used one action and you took 0 damage while they take up to 50. Boulder can also be a fantastic initiator if you have the jump on someone. You throw the boulder and just before it lands on them, you shockwave for a huge burst of damage, instantly putting you at a massive advantage. Bedrock is the only form of mobility available to a Stoneshaper in their class, and it is only vertical mobility downwards. When you cast Shockwave once you are level 2, you come crashing to the ground with great speed, and this lets you take advantage of opponents' misuse of mana management and bad positioning to punish them quickly before they lift off again. Spellbreak is a very vertical game, and there will be times when you're high in the air and can utilize Shockwave to quickly get to the ground and hit someone. Another way to utilize Bedrock is to dodge projectiles and throw your opponents off. Being unpredictable in Spellbreak is extremely important, and the speed of your fall with Bedrock just makes you even harder to hit. You can cancel or change things up while falling by using your rune or other spells. If you hold a sorcery during your descent, you will be quickly stopped in the air to make yourself more unpredictable and then attack to utilize Bedrock again to catch them off guard. There are a variety of ways to use this simple ability, and testing different things in different situations will allow you to learn how and when to use it. As stone uses a lot of mana and Stoneshaper lacks mobility, your most important upgrades are your amulet, boots, and rune. Stone Gauntlet can use up a lot of mana if you're continuously attacking, and the amount of attacks you can get in directly correlates to your sustain with Stone Skin. Due to these reasons, it is extremely important to find a decent amulet quickly to increase your survivability and damage output. The other two most important items are your boots and rune. Your only other mobility only works vertically, so you need as much horizontal movement as you can get. Boots are especially key for Stoneshapers as you're constantly on the ground strafing, chasing, and kiting. The faster you can move, the easier it becomes to dodge projectiles and get yourself into a better position to go offensive. Utilizing your runes properly is extremely important as a Stoneshaper due to your lack of mobility. As a Stoneshaper, you want to go towards a rune that provides you with mobility rather than utility, so you have an easier time chasing or escaping opponents. Dash, Shadow Step, Spring Step, Flight, and Teleport are all great options and largely depends on how you want to play the game out. You want to be careful to not spam your runes as it is really your only mobility option, and you should focus on strafing and levitating to dodge projectiles and for general maneuverability. Use your rune during dire situations such as moments that a massive amount of damage will come your way and it isn't worth taking, or as an emergency button to reset the fight as soon as possible if you're too low. Even using your rune to gain some verticality and then utilizing bedrock is a great way to quickly dodge an attack and then immediately retaliate with your own shockwave. As every fight is completely different, it will take time and experience to fully understand how to utilize your rune in combat, but it's definitely a cooldown you want to keep heavy track of. Frankly, Stoneshaper doesn't have much tech, or perhaps it has even more and is just waiting to be discovered. The only true tech that I personally know of is Shockwave canceling with dash. From height, you slam down with bedrock, and just as you're about to hit the ground, you do the basic dash tech, and this will cancel your shockwave before going up, and the dash will make you extremely quick from carrying the bedrock momentum. This is great to use to make yourself more unpredictable or when attempting to quickly escape from situations. Outside of this tech for Stoneshaper, I don't know of many others. If you do know more tech though, let me know. Stone has the most ways to be countered in comparison to other classes and gauntlets, but can be the most difficult to grasp or execute properly. What throws off most newer players is that they are unsure of how to dodge Shockwave due to its wide hitbox and ease of aim. However, due to the verticality of the game and the way the map is built, there are several ways to counter Stoneshaper without even using a gauntlet or a rune. The most important factor in facing Stone is to not get hit by Shockwave. Between mana management and proper positioning on high ground where Stone can't travel up to, you'll be mostly safe from taking that massive damage from Shockwave, but do be wary of their boulders and offhand gauntlet. If you want to pick a class that directly counters Stoneshaper, Tempest is the best choice as the entire class is built around staying off the ground and remaining in the air, rendering Shockwave useless unless you mismanage your mana and fall to the ground. But you should be keeping track of when you have to ground yourself so that you're landing in a safe position where you can't be hit. Due to the heavy sustain Stoneshaper provides to a player, burst damage is most potent against Stoneshapers so they don't have time to heal back up and you're applying massive damage onto them. Both Toxic and a Frost Gauntlet have the most amount of upfront damage if hit properly. Even out damaging them with your own Stone Gauntlet works well against them. You want to stay away from trying to damage a Stoneshaper with lightning and wind, as it can be tough on your positioning and at times cannot out damage the amount of sustain a Stoneshaper will have. Hopefully with this video, you'll have a better understanding of Stoneshaper and how to utilize its skills and different abilities to become the earthbender you've always wanted to be. I honestly find the complete tankiness of Stoneshaper extremely fun, and it's my second most played class. Stoneshaper seems to get a lot of flack from players due to the difficulty in taking them down due to their sustain and the supposed ease of landing shockwaves even considering its counterplay. Don't let people shame you for what you find fun to play, and just enjoy it and laugh at their misery as you attain victory. This is Ghosty. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't forget you can also follow me on Twitch and Twitter for more content and updates. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the HoloLands.